time is one of the most finite resources that we have in our businesses. So ideally, passive income opportunities can be generating revenue for you kind of behind the scenes. So when you're not physically or virtually, if you're a virtual practitioner, present, or there to kind of manually be facilitating the service or completing the transaction. Okay, so now that we have that kind of definition of passive income kind of out on the table so that we're all on the same page, I'd love for anybody on here to just kind of pop into the chat and let me know if this is something that you are currently offering in your business. Is this something that's a part of your current kind of strategy in terms of the work that you're doing to generate revenue for your business? So I'll open up the chat here and just take a quick look to see if anybody is using kind of passive earning opportunities currently. All right, so I see some not yet. So hopefully today is going to inspire lots of different ideas and ways for you to add this into your business.
Yeah.
All right. Let's also talk about the importance of passive income and how it benefits our business, because I think this is a really important thing to establish as well. And as you can see on my slide deck, I've noted, to some particular benefits of generating additional revenue through these passive income opportunities. And the two words that really stand out to me on the slide deck are sustainability and scalability, or your ability to essentially stay operating and growing your business. I don't know if anyone has had, the bravery to Google small business stats or startup stats, but they can be a little bit scary. They're a little bit dismal. And so, we want to be the outlier. We want to be the businesses that stay in business long-term and really thrive. So we're aiming for longevity and creating opportunities for our businesses to grow. So how does passive income help do that? I want to talk a little bit about seasonality, or, something that we really experience in our industry of health and wellness. If we think about a typical year where we have times where wellness is more at the forefront of people's minds, like New Year's, maybe spring, fall, these are all times where people are thinking about making a change, having a fresh start, finally taking action. And we have other parts of the year where the priorities may shift, like summer or the holiday season. So I bring this up because we can be really strategic about creating passive earning opportunities that cater to serve clients all year round, to create more consistent earning in a way that's going to allow you to take breaks and avoid burnout so that you can focus on making really big moves in your business, working not just on your business, but in your business as well, and just more sustainable, consistent income. So passive income really plays nicely into this. And I like to say that sustainability paves the way for scalability, and Practice Better and Fullscript make this really easy. So by generating more, revenue in ways that require less of your time, you'll have more time to focus on making those big moves in your business, the strategic stuff that is going to take your business to its fullest potential. But let's talk about something before we move any further, because this is something that does come up as, passive income is spoken about. So it's kind of like an elephant in the room, right? But is it truly passive? The reality is that all revenue sources that you have will require some work to create them, to market them and run it. I don't want to give the illusion that when you're coming up with these passive income opportunities that we'll outline today, that you get to just kind of like put your feet up on the desk and your hands behind your head and earn indefinitely. Certainly not, unfortunately, how it works. But we can be really strategic with the work that we are already doing and layer in additional earning opportunities that require less of our time and are even repeatable. So we can be super efficient with the ways that we are earning. And strategic is kind of the key word, right? So not passive in the way that you get to create it and send it off into the world and never think about it again, and it's just going to be bringing money into your bank account, but it can certainly require less of your time, less of your kind of individual care per client, and you can still be kind of reaping the benefits of the work that you have done. So with all of that said, let's get into some of the ways that you can use Practice Better and Fullscript together to achieve just that. All right, so by no means is this list that you're seeing on this slide exhaustive, but here are 3 areas that you can easily start using Fullscript and Practice Better to earn more in a very kind of hands-off way, or at least as hands-off as we can be, right? So we're going to delve into each of these 3 opportunities and overview how you can use Fullscript within Practice Better to achieve more income. First one is one-on-one work. So let's start there, because this is a place where, most practitioners are playing in. This is how most practitioners are working to serve their clients. Typically, one-on-one work follows a very common cadence. You'll maybe have that intro session with the client, whether it's a discovery call or something of that nature, a welcome session. You're collecting the intake information from them, having the initial consultation, and then following up with your recommendations and your action plan so that your client can actually start working towards their goals. So likely this is work that if you are working with one-on-one clients, which I would say is likely for most of us on this call today, this is work that you are already doing. And this presents the perfect opportunity to layer in these additional earning opportunities with Fullscript without even creating more work for yourself. So protocols in Practice Better are where you can house all your recommendations, your advice, create an action plan for your client, and it's the perfect place to inspire action with your clients. Any kind of information you want to share with them, resources, dietary information, and supplement recommendations can be housed in a protocol in Practice Better. I want to say quickly, before we go too far into this webinar, this is kind of like an industry thing that Practice Better has our own definition of protocols, as does Fullscript. I'll mention both in today's webinar, but they are 2 distinct things. So hopefully that doesn't become too confusing. But when I say Practice Better protocol versus a Fullscript protocol, 2 different things. Okay, so if you are making common recommendations, as many of us are, especially once we hone in on who our ideal client is and we figure out what we really love to specialize in, you can create protocol templates or even save recommendations within your protocols to expedite this work even further and make it just incredibly efficient to deliver this to your client, after making any kind of modifications or customizations for that specific client. So you'll see on my screen share here with this slide that I've got all of these different protocol templates that I have created in Practice Better, where I can kind of house all my common recommendations that kind of play into the titles of the protocols here. And if I need to, I can customize when I create that for a client. And right within protocols, you can create supplement recommendations from the Fullscript catalog. So all within one place. That is a huge philosophy of ours at Practice Better, to keep everything in one place as much as possible. So as you can see here, when I look at this protocol and these supplement recommendations up on the screen here, they've got this little icon from Fullscript. So that's telling me that when this protocol was created, we were shopping directly from the Fullscript catalog when creating this protocol, so that when I deliver this to the client, this is going to help generate, everything in Fullscript. Fullscript will send the client an email. They can conveniently shop and have everything sent straight to their doors, to their mailbox. So super convenient for the client. And this is work from Practice Better standpoint that I'm not necessarily having to start from scratch with every single time, because I've got this really amazing template. I can maybe make a few tweaks or modifications, but I don't have to start from scratch every single time. So as far as being passive, we're already finding ways to take back our time and allow kind of the work to just happen naturally. Hala, it would be great before we move any further, if you wanted to just explain a little bit about how Fullscript allows earning. So with that 25% margin, how practitioners can kind of set that up on the back end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for any experienced Fullscript users, they'll probably have seen this when they're signing up for their Fullscript account. It is actually a 35% margin in the US, 25% margin in Canada, simply depending on kind of warehousing and the specific structures that we have in place in both the countries. And then from within Fullscript directly, anytime a patient orders from your dispensary or your account, you're able to make that earning. You add your bank account details, and we directly deposit these earnings at a cadence that is good for you. And the way that this relates, again, better into practice better, pun intended, is that you're not having to do this outside of your practice management solution. And so what Brittany's showing us here is the fact that once this is set up on Fullscript and you've set up your margin, and or discount, and this discount comes off of your margin, so you can give your patients discount, which comes off of that 35-25% margin. But once that's set up, you can continue utilizing Practice Better as Brittany's showing us. And anytime a patient orders, and hopefully we'll also see a little bit of that patient experience within Practice Better, which again demonstrate where to go to place the supplement orders on through Practice Better. These are the supplement orders of Fullscript. Anytime a patient orders, obviously you'll be making that margin. I find, and what we'll delve into is exactly how you're able to utilize and grow your Fullscript business through Practice Better, and how that growth really offsets the costs that you may incur initially when setting up a Practice Better account.
Yeah. That's such a good point of offsetting costs.
Mm-hmm.
No, especially as a new practitioner, when you're thinking about those initial things that are creating overhead in your business, but important to think about where you can offset costs as well. So I love that you snuck that in there. Yeah. So essentially, when you're delivering this protocol to the client, they'll be able to shop directly within the platform. I don't have a screenshot, but you'll all get a video in Monday's replay email walking you through Fullscript and Practice Better. You'll see that kind of in action. All right. So kind of getting back into it here. What I love about this method here, obviously we know that one-on-one work is not passive. That is work that is requiring your presence and your time. But what I'm doing here is layering in an additional earning opportunity so that I can kind of maximize the earning potential of the work that I'm already doing. So rather than having to create a net new service where it's going to require even more of my time and more of my effort, I can kind of double down my efforts on the work that I'm doing so that I'm still even generating more revenue in my business. And I want to say, keep in mind that one-on-one work is the perfect opportunity to offer longer-term packages with your clients as well. So as we know, as a group here today of health and wellness practitioners, the goals that our clients are after and the ones that they're looking to achieve take time. And, inspiring sustainable behavioral change takes time. So we can work within packages in Practice Better that are going to allow us to set up bundles of services together so that we can work with the client for 3 or 6 or 9 or even 12 months at a time. So when we're layering in these earning opportunities through Fullscript, you have to think that they're going to be likely a repeat customer of yours in Fullscript as well. So that earning potential, even though maybe they're paying for the package once, they're going to still continue to order supplements ongoing as they're working with you kind of longer term. So wanted to add that in to maybe think about the current timelines that you're offering with your clients and whether that's serving them or if there's opportunity to even expand that further. Okay, let's talk about scaling to group care. This is another really buzzworthy topic in the health and wellness industry right now, and for good reason, because this is kind of removing that barrier that a lot of us feel where there's just not enough time in the day to see the volume of clients that we need to achieve our revenue goals. So many people are shifting to this style of care because you don't want to be kind of confined by the limitations of time. But I'm here again to let you know that you can kind of double down those efforts and be really strategic to create not only additional earning opportunities on top of the work that you're already doing, be very strategic about how you're offering these group care services and offerings to be as passive as possible and really maximizing the number of clients that you can work with at the same time to take your earning to new heights. So, I want to call out a very particular feature, and it's one that, is kind of like our golden child at Practice Better, and that's programs, because the endless possibilities that this feature has really opens up so many doors for practitioners and makes it really easy to work with groups, easy to offer something that's passive, and easy to just kind of make things a really great experience for the client as well. through the programs feature, you have this really great ability to compile and drip out tons of different resources, education, and support to your clients in a way that's just going to help them really have the best experience as well, have great access to you, all of the above. So let's take a look here at this one. So I want to say, despite the name programs, I just called it the programs feature, it's really so much more than that. And the reason why I say that is because this is a feature that's going to allow you to create things like masterclasses, things like workshops, things like webinars, kind of like how we're on today with this big group of people here. You can do short challenges like a 5-day sleep challenge, or do something that's going to help bring new leads into your business, or kind of like we see on the screen here, do something that's a little bit more of an intensive. So I can see that we've got the 60 days to clear skin up as an example. That's a program that you could create. So you could do these big courses or program intensive that go deep for a longer period of time. So why we love this feature so much is it's really just the sky is the limit in terms of what you can create with this program's feature, and then the earning potential that comes with it. So you'll have the ability to create something called evergreen or self-paced programs. And this is where clients can work through the content kind of at their own pace or at their own, whenever they're ready to kind of go. So long as you are marketing the course and putting it out to your community, letting them know that it exists and it's there for them, these offers will stay open to anyone who wants to sign up essentially at any time. So this is a really great option for passive earning. In particular are the evergreen and self-paced programs and all the things that you can create with them. So evergreen, just kind of to provide a little bit of definition so that if you're not in Practice Better and you're not familiar with these particular styles of our programs, evergreen are programs that contain modules that are delivered based on kind of time elapsed. So a good example is up on our screen here. We can see that this is a 60-day evergreen program rather than say like a January 1st to a March 1st program. So rather than looking at calendar dates, it's more just based on kind of a time duration. And what's great about evergreen is that, again, anybody can sign up at any time and start to work through this content. The modules will be released based on a time trigger rather than a date trigger. And self-paced are similar in that they're based on time duration instead of calendar dates, but the modules will be released based on the prior module being marked as complete. So the client can work through as fast or as slow as they need to kind of get through that content. So depending on what you're offering, if you have maybe your niche is like burnout for corporate professionals or something, and they're busy and they're not going to be able to like dedicate the time if you're putting together like certain calendar dates and standing meetings every week, something like this could be really great. But overall, the evergreen and the self-paced are where you're going to want to focus your efforts in Practice Better to really turn these offerings into passive earning opportunities, just because they're there all the time and people can get started at any point in time. If you happen to have a fixed date offering, you can easily just duplicate it and recreate it as one of those other two styles. So not having to start from scratch, which we love.
Yeah. Brittany, and correct me if I'm wrong, the purpose is that providers can go ahead and set up their programs and actually kind of sell them through the Practice Better program. And once your client purchases them, that's the series of triggers that can happen without much intervention from you as the provider, unless you've set up a step for intervention, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're designing these programs, you can have them be very hands-off so that once you sell it, once that client is signed up, it really doesn't require your time and your effort in order to connect with your client, in order to be educating them or providing resources. Everything's packaged in a way that it's going to be automated and delivered to them. And you can still do this without compromising any kind of like the experience that the client is going to have. So, have pre-recorded videos that are still going to allow you to have that human factor and build that know-like trust where they hear your voice, they see your face. And it doesn't have to be, just text or things of that nature. So certainly ways to make this feel very high touch point and a great experience without requiring your time every single client that you're onboarding.
Love it.
Yeah. And so the great thing with the programs feature is that this is a place that we can actually include the protocols. So the protocols that we looked at in the last section with one-on-one clients, you can actually add these and use them with your groups of clients as well. So directly within the modules that you create in your group programs, whether that again is, a masterclass, a challenge, or even a membership style offering, you can build your protocols specific to that program, include all your Fullscript recommendations, right inside Practice Better, and then add it specifically to this program module. And then anybody who signs up for your program is going to have access to that protocol and the ability to shop it directly within Practice Better. So keeping things, again, a really great experience with your client. As much as we as practitioners love having everything in one place, your clients really like it too. They like not having to dig through their emails. They like not having to dig through their downloads on their computer. Everything is in one place, whether that's on their computer or their smartphone through the Practice Better app, and they can see the recommendations that you're making that are going to help them achieve their goals, right? So using those supplements as a tool to support their goals. All right. So to wrap this up, I just want to say here, there's so many opportunities at every stage of your client's journey to offer some sort of resource or support. And this is where it comes back down to being very strategic about what you're offering and how you're offering it, so that we're providing a really great experience for the client and we have more opportunities. The reality is that, and likely somebody has experienced this on this call, that not every client who is interested is ready, willing, or able to commit to, say, like a one-on-one package or even a group program with you. So they may be, at a point in their health journey where they're just starting to desire that change. They're starting to notice the symptoms, the ways that they show up in their everyday lives, and they're needing to kind of educate them on what options exist for them. So this is a great opportunity for you to start to put together some passive earning opportunities that introduce prospective clients into the work that you're already doing. Again, building that know, like, trust factor, demonstrate the type of value that you can provide while still earning from them. So you can really tailor the offerings that you create not only to serve your business by generating passive income, but also to serve clients at every stage of their journey. So it's kind of a good exercise. And when I talk about this in webinars, I like to say, like, do the actual exercise, like map out your ideal client's journey from that point where they're starting to notice kind of the ways that these symptoms or their health is showing up and interfering with them living a good quality, happy life, happy, healthy life, all the way to the point where they're ready to commit with you and when they're offboarding. So understanding kind of the mindsets, the clients, and the readiness will really just help you tailor different offerings to serve each stage of that journey. And oftentimes we see things like lead magnets, like guides or short challenges or master classes as a means of bringing new prospective clients into our business. So here is a really good example of, what the client is seeing on their end when they're using Practice Better to join one of the programs that you've created. We've got a masterclass example up on the screen here. You can see that this is an opportunity where I've pre-recorded the masterclass. So again, I don't have to be physically present for this masterclass. I can kind of run it evergreen, market it out, and people can sign up and participate in it at any time. Most often we see these lead magnets as free or very low cost offerings. And when you're creating these offerings in Practice Better, you can actually set these up to be free, but still earn by adding a protocol with Fullscript recommendations to the program. So as you can kind of see here in the bottom right. So, we've got this protocol linked to this masterclass. So you could even position this as a free masterclass as a means of marketing yourself out to prospective clients, but layer in this earning opportunity by adding in a protocol where once they've watched this masterclass, they know exactly what they need to do to kind of action it and achieve their goals, and they can shop and get their supplements. The other thing here is this is a great opportunity to think about the work that you're already doing. So maybe you're already running masterclasses, or maybe you're already running sessions where you're on video. The next time you do it, record it and then repurpose it and, put out this different kind of offering where it is passive. And maybe you're going to charge a little bit more for the one that you're actually facilitating live, and then you can have a lower cost offering for the one that you have pre-recorded. So lots of different ways to kind of think about the work that you're doing, and be really strategic about recording it and packaging it up in a new way to continue to earn from that work that you've already done. Okay, last thing I'll say before we move on here is to just keep in mind that as you are kind of offboarding your clients, so we've maybe got to the stage where they have run through their program or we've worked with them one-on-one, I want to kind of emphasize that there's still opportunity to earn from them. So now that they are a client in both Practice Better and Fullscript, maybe there's opportunity to offboard them into a monthly membership program. So in Practice Better, you can set up a recurring payment in programs to act as a membership where you could continue to share resources without having to dedicate the same amount of time and energy towards each individual client. And as a client of Fullscript, you can invite them to continue to use Fullscript for all of their supplement needs kind of ongoing. So it doesn't have to be like only during that portion of time where, people are in the program and they're ordering supplements. I'm a user of Fullscript. I come from a practitioner background as well. So I can advocate for it, but I can also say I'm getting notifications that past clients are still using Fullscript years later. So this is something where, even as you introduce your clients to Fullscript, there's going to be more passive opportunities that come down the line as they familiarize themselves with the service and just know how convenient it is for them. Okay, Hala, we're going to pass it off to you to take the next set of slides here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Brittany. This is so wonderful. I absolutely love it. Again, love Practice Better, especially kind of that membership. It all kind of comes together so nicely. And what I wanted to present is actually just a case study of one of our providers, our joint users that utilizes Fullscript and utilizes Practice Better and has been an advocate of the Fullscript Practice Better integration. We're going to be sending the details of the case study in the recording. And it was just a wonderful testimony to, just the workflow that we've created together. Lauren Papinos of Functional Fueling Nutrition runs 100% virtual practice even before the pandemic. She's been running 100% virtual practice that still includes lab testing, individualized nutrition, high quality supplements, as well as, the programming and the opportunity for passive income through Practice Better and through the Practice Better Fullscript integration. And she's kind of vouched that she's been receiving up to $1,500 a month in additional revenue through this integration and these workflow. And primarily that's because of that streamlined workflow where where everything fits into one platform, the Practice Better platform, including the Fullscript recommendations, the ability to create these treatment plans within her protocols and her programs, and the ability for patients or clients to quickly order their supplements and quickly have access to their programs through the Practice Better app, for example, or a patient or client account. They can access their entire program, and then once they have a supplement recommendation, they can go ahead and click on it, and that redirects them to purchasing their supplements through Fullscript. And improved affordability and treatment plan adherence. At Functional Fueling Nutrition, Lauren has taken advantage of the opportunity to give discounts from or through the Fullscript recommendations, which again just kind of helps some of her clients with adherence and with affordability and things along those lines. So that's basically her experience. And if we go to the next slide, this actually comes straight from her testimony. Using this integration has allowed me to completely transform the way I practice. I have been able to scale a profitable virtual practice that is organized and effective for patients. And Lauren still has, time for family, and she is a family oriented practitioner as well. So it's really wonderful to see that she is still able to dedicate that time to her practice, and run a business and, do all of these other things or other aspects of her life. And with that, we're going to talk about kind of a couple of slides on how the notion of introducing your clients to Fullscript, but rather to this kind of concept of ordering their supplements, right? And I think this is where a lot of our providers kind of feel maybe awkward, right, in discussing this concept of money or funds or things along those lines. So in the next slide, I've highlighted just a couple of main takeaways that you may want to discuss with your clients whenever you're thinking about recommending supplements through Practice Better, or elsewhere, like thinking of or talking about supplements with clients. You want to highlight the quality aspect of the supplements, right? So Fullscript offers, as you all may know, safe and high quality supplements in kind of a standardized format, which allows the clients to have access and browse a large catalog, see the recommendations that you have written individually for them, and order them. And then also Fullscript provides that convenient online ordering that, our generation is now very much used to, this ability to just order the things online or through a mobile app. Fullscript does provide that ability. And as well, and this is something that's unique to ordering your supplements through, again, a kind of qualified, authorized seller like Fullscript, versus elsewhere, is this concept that we know that this is clinically relevant, that clients need to be on it and need to adhere to it. And so Fullscript comes in with refill reminders and this auto ship program to allow the clients to stay on track with their wellness plan. And, as Brittany mentioned a couple of minutes ago, as a provider, you're also able to see your clients ordering through your Fullscript account, even years later, as they kind of continue their wellness journey, and as things maybe change for them or they start ordering for their family. I know that this kind of happens to me. I'm on my multivitamins and whatnot, but then I recognize, okay, my mom needs her vitamin D and my boyfriend needs his melatonin, and all of these things can kind of come through from this, one account. And I trust that they are safe. I trust that the labels actually are what the product is, so on and so forth. And then in the next slide here, so specific keywords that I would recommend all of us to use is, this concept of being honest and open about why it is that you as a provider are using Fullscript to dispense your supplements through your programs with Practice Better. So things like, Fullscript. I use Fullscript to access a large breadth of high quality products so I can individualize the recommendations that are unique to you. This is more for your one-on-one care. If clients come back and say that, they're finding it cheaper elsewhere, a good talking point is really on why and how these items are maybe less expensive elsewhere. You can let them know that if they are to find them less expensive elsewhere, most likely it is through a less reliable source. And you can also continue by kind of offering a discount, even a small gesture of that discount, to let them know, like, I would rather you order from the most reliable source. And I'll pass it back to Brittany, because what I want to take the rest of the time to discuss is actually some further features and kind of cooler options of Practice Better that integrate Fullscript, but also just provide these kind of business tools for our providers.
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing that I want to kind of touch on is that Practice Better is all about making the work that you do as efficient as possible. That is kind of like woven into not only all of the features that we create, but when we're seeking out integration partners like Fullscript, there needs to be kind of that alignment that's going to make things easier and more practical for our users and the practitioners that are on Practice Better. And this is a perfect example because we can see here that Practice Better makes this really easy. So if you are on Fullscript, you'll know that they have kind of these pre-made protocol templates that are geared towards a very specific thing that serve your clients in a really robust way because they have these supplement recommendations and all of these great handouts and resources that you can provide to your clients. So what's fantastic is that you can not only work really efficiently, but you can trust that these protocols and these resources that have been put together with a ton of research by experts and kind of allow you to just work more efficiently and effectively. So you can really easily take those protocols that have been created in Fullscript and import them into your Practice Better account with just a few clicks. So super easy. You can kind of scroll through, do some research to see the ones that resonate with you and the work that you're doing and the clients that you're serving, bring them over into your Practice Better account. And then you can, add in the additional handouts, the resources, and create those protocols in Practice Better so that you can deliver them to your clients kind of all in one place where you're already facilitating their client sessions. You're already invoicing them. That's where you're communicating with them. So again, we've got everything in one place with these fantastic resources that are just making things really easy for you to kind of get up and running in Fullscript. And I want to also kind of take the time, as we've talked about a lot of different ideas to kind of shift your work to be more passive, new passive earning opportunities, and how you can layer in passive earning opportunities as well to the work that you're already doing. Just kind of recap how you're going to structure that. So the best thing to know is that when it comes to having that integration between Fullscript and Practice Better, once you are integrated, you're going to kind of be building everything out into a protocol in Practice Better. And then once you have those protocols, you can either deliver them straight to your clients. So great if you are working one-on-one, you want to be able to kind of customize and tailor that protocol specific to that client. But you can also use them in programs, courses, memberships. Remember that programs feature is so versatile. So no matter kind of what you're creating, you can layer in this protocol that has Fullscript recommendations so that there's always that extra earning opportunity where you're not really doing anything extra as far as the work. Like maybe you're already making those recommendations. So we may as well layer in that earning opportunity, and you're supporting your clients in a way that's very evidence-based and just going to help with that, moving the needle towards better health and achieving their goals. So we're going to start with a protocol, and then we can layer in those protocols into our programs in whatever kind of way that you're using the programs to create offerings and services for your clients. Okay, and kind of another thing that really stands out to me that I love kind of emphasizing whenever I'm doing these webinars and talking about this kind of thing is that no matter whether your client is accessing, their programs and protocols through the client portal on the Practice Better app, so an app that they can download on their smartphone or their tablet, or they're logging into their client portal through their desktop, they have access to these resources kind of no matter where they go. So the earning potential opportunities that you set up through Practice Better and Fullscript are done in a way that's going to maximize convenience and accessibility for your clients. It's just going to inspire them to actually take action. If we did this in a really inconvenient way, like the chances of them like following through with what you've laid out for them, or getting them to buy the supplements or anything like that, it just decreases, right? So making things as accessible and convenient goes a super long way when working with clients. I'm sure, again, we all have stories and situations that we can relate back to that. So they can really take their recommendations on the go with Practice Better through the app. You'll also get emails, things of that sort. So no matter where they like to look for their information, it will be there for them. Hala, do you want to open it up for questions before we wrap it up? I know we've got a few minutes. Do we have anything in the chat? If anybody wants to put in some questions in the Q&A, now would be a great time before we kind of formally wrap up today's session. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah. Of course I am. Yeah, there has been quite a few questions. I am trying to answer some of them. We've had a couple of questions about pricing of Practice Better, and the different plans and Fullscript being available, and where Fullscript is available. So if maybe you can just give us an overview of that, I think that would answer quite a couple of questions.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? While we've got some time, let me just switch around my screen share and I'll take us into Practice Better to show us where we can integrate right within the Practice Better platform and where you can access some of the things that we've spoken about today. So give me 1 second to switch around my screen and then we will take a look at the actual platform so you can see if you are wanting to kind of work these two tools together, how you can super easily get started. So bear with me while I log on. And if there's any other questions in the meantime, Hala, that you think I can answer on the fly here, feel free to read those out.
Yeah, a very quick one, I believe, that I am not super familiar with. I just put it right here about evergreen programs. Are they available on in Plus and Team, or are they only available in Plus and Team plans?
That's correct. So we have 5 different plan tiers at Practice Better. And each tier will have kind of a variety of features that become available as you kind of go up in price, essentially. So the evergreen programs that I spoke about, those are the ones that are kind of based on time duration rather than calendar dates, as well as the self-paced. Those are available on our higher tier plans. So that would be the Plus plan and the Team plan. I'll drop a link in the chat when I get a second here that kind of overviews all the different plan types and you can review the features that are included with each. The Plus plan is certainly my personal recommendation. If I could like throw that in there, just because it really does open up the doors with having more programs features specifically. There's more than just the programs that become available, but I specifically like those because of the earning opportunities that they open up. Hala made a really good point earlier in the call today that, having opportunities to offset costs really goes a long way when we're running our businesses. And that's what I think of when I think of this Plus plan is, yes, you're paying more to have access to these programs feature, but the second that you run one paid program, hopefully you're seeing return on that monthly investment. So, that's kind of the long-winded answer to that. But now that I'm in the platform, I'm just going to kind of run you through exactly where you can find Fullscript once you're in Practice Better and where you can kind of navigate around to in order to kind of bring these things all together. So this is the homepage that you'll see when you log into Practice Better. Any kind of upcoming sessions, all of that will all be here on this page. This gear icon will take us down to something called third-party integrations. And this has kind of all of the different integrations that we offer, including Fullscript. So I'm in Canada, that's why you're seeing the little CA there, but this is where you can just click the link button, a pop-up will occur prompting you to log into your Fullscript account, and it will kind of do the due diligence behind the scenes to link these two accounts together. So that's, of course, step number one is to make sure that you have the two accounts linked together through that third-party integrations setting. And then once you have that, you are ready to roll. You're ready to start creating those protocols that house all the Fullscript recommendations and start offering them out to your clients. So you've heard me talk a lot about protocols today, and let's take a look at that now. So I'm going down from my practice to protocol templates. Remember, this is a place where you can create templates. So you're not starting your work from scratch every single time, because we find that it's very common that people are making the same types of recommendations. Like I'm in Canada, all my clients were in Canada. A lot of them needed vitamin D, right? So rather than always having to input that same information, I could, just work off of a template that already has that framework created for me. So when you're creating a protocol, there's various sections that you can fill out for this. Let's take a look at the sleep recommendations one. Okay, so this is one where you can kind of set the protocol name, the focus of it. So this is kind of what the client should achieve by following this protocol. You'll set a duration. This is important, right? So as we're thinking about working with clients longer term, if we want to have kind of an iteration of the next phase of their plan, so we can have multiple protocols that are maybe going a little bit more in depth once we have the foundations established with that client. Any sort of notes you can incorporate here. We've got an abundance of tools to really kind of maximize the way that you're communicating information and make this as engaging for the client as possible. So whether you're adding images, links, embedding videos, incorporating information into a table, you've got lots of ways to format that information. You can add a disclaimer. So if that's relevant to you, that's something that you'll set up for your individual account. If you want to kind of reflect your scope of practice or anything of that sort. You can make any kind of food recommendations that are serving the point of your protocol, and then you can go into the supplement recommendations. So when we're adding these supplement recommendations, when you have your account linked, you'll see that you have this Fullscript catalog. Now you can completely shop the Fullscript catalog right within Practice Better and start to, search your supplements here. And you can do it by supplement type or by brand. You have all these different ways to kind of filter through the supplements so you're finding exactly what you like. And you'll also notice when I go back here that I even have some of these favorites listed here. So this is from when I have pulled over those protocols that Fullscript has created and I can kind of make use of. So lots of different ways to kind of search through this catalog and add everything into your protocol. I'm going to show you one here. Let's back up. We'll go to the gut health protocol. Okay, and as I scroll down here, so you can see here that all of these supplements that have the little leaf icon tells me that this is a supplement that has been pulled directly from the Fullscript catalog. So this is fantastic. When the client sees this on their end, they'll have a little shopping cart icon that they can click where they can shop it right within Practice Better. Now, I can't really navigate over to the client side of things right now, but what I will recommend you do is to always kind of set yourself up as a test client so that you know kind of what they experience on their end, but they'll be able to shop right from the protocol that they receive with all of your different recommendations and actions there.
Yeah. Brittany, we're getting a couple of other questions, and I just wanted to kind of clarify. Kimberly is asking if clients can schedule appointments through Practice Better. I believe there's a scheduler, but I'll let you speak to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Scheduling is very much a possibility through Practice Better. It's one of our kind of core features that you'll want to set up right from the very beginning so that you can be seeing clients. All of your different service types you can build out on this availability calendar so you can get really specific with how you're meeting the client, whether that's virtual or in person, and you're setting locations, what times of the day you're available, if you want to kind of block off time in your calendar, or, you're picking up your little ones from school or something like that. You can really build an availability that reflects how you like to work and how it's feasible for you. And then there's plenty of ways to kind of link that calendar out to your clients so that they can book in with you. So definitely a possibility. All kind of those core features that we need when running a business, like collecting payment, booking our clients, facilitating client sessions, actually having those video sessions through telehealth, can all be done through Practice Better. And then we added in all these great kind of coaching tools where you can deliver things like protocols and stay in communication with your client and kind of coach them through that time that you're working with them.
Yeah. And then what about test results and client notes? Also, I'm assuming they can be saved, but if you can also speak to that.
Yeah, that's another two things that you can absolutely do. So you can chart with your clients and take notes as you're meeting with them. So we have, these note templates where you can take all the notes when you're actually in those client sessions. You can create templates so that you have kind of the guidance on the questions that you're asking, how you're kind of formatting that information so that when you go back to read it later, it actually makes sense to you. I don't know if anybody on this call used to do pen and paper, and then you go back to look at your notes and you're like, I don't know what the heck I was trying to scribble down there. That certainly used to happen to me. So that's another feature. And then you'll see that we also have a labs feature where you can pull results right into the platform, or even we have this fax feature where, you can be sending things back and forth with collaborative practitioners as well. So if you're sending things out third party to, say, a doctor or something of that sort, lots of ways to kind of keep that information. all your clients that you see in Practice Better will have this client record where everything to do with that client, every appointment, every note that you create for them, every form that you send to them will be kind of kept in this client record. So it's, this digital collection of everything pertaining to this client. So everything in here is in a really kind of easy to access place. So makes it, again, kind of pulls us back to that all-in-one kind of philosophy that we have at Practice Better.
So great. Tons of other questions, some suggestions on expanding to Europe. And that's probably even on us that, Fullscript doesn't operate there, but we are getting tons of questions, and we'll attempt to address most of them. I just wanted to speak because, again, there are quite a few questions on, what to do and how to get started if they wanted to get started with Practice Better. So if we can kind of jump back on next steps for members. They're specifically asking about that, the pricing structure, and also which plan has Fullscript integrated. I believe all of them do, but please let me know if I'm incorrect, Brittany.
Yeah, so the integration will exist for every plan type. I'm going to drop a link in the chat that overviews all of our different plan types from the starter to the team. So the 4 paid account types and the features that are available on each, so that people can kind of see exactly what is available on every single one of our plans and the price associated with that. So let me just kind of grab that, and then I will pop it into the chat. So if you are here, you can grab that from the chat and take a look. You can see up on the slide that I'm sharing here, even though, we're not quite wrapped up, we still have a few minutes for questions. But it feels like the right time to share that we actually have a very special offer to be sharing with this group. We are kind of being a little bit cheeky and offering our Black Friday sale early exclusive for this group. So this is something that, comes around once a year and is the biggest discount that we offer. So this is a very unique opportunity that we're offering this group here. For our sincere thanks for carving out time. And, Fullscript is a very special partner of ours. So there's a QR code there. If you scan that, that will take you to sign up for Practice Better for 40% off any of the paid plans for 4 months. This is for new customers only. So this is for the people that are joining Practice Better and a paid plan for the very first time. They can kind of take advantage of an early Black Friday offer and save 40% off for 4 months. So you're kind of getting it in like a week early. So super special. That is there for you. I'm going to also drop in a link. So if you're unable to scan that QR code, this will just kind of take you to the link that you can use to access that same discount. So bear with me 1 second here. And that is in the chat too. So if you are unable to scan the QR code, the link is in the chat as well. That is going to take you to be able to access that same Practice Better discount. So you can have a look. Again, I like to share just because it's, I think it just opens up the most doors for you if you're getting on Practice Better for the first time, that the Plus plan is my recommendation. But certainly you can, what you'll do is you'll start with a free trial. So during that 14-day free trial, you can actually hop around the different plan types. Yeah. You can start with starter and see if it kind of suits your needs to the ways that you need it to, or the pro or the plus, and kind of hop around and find the right place to land before that trial expires. So it's a really good time to kind of experiment and see what you need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. And this is actually timing because someone is asking once and if we get started with Practice Better, where can we watch more training for Practice Better? Any pre-recorded videos or webinars? I believe that's
yes. Yes, we are, our team is made up of various different practitioners ourselves, and we're super passionate about helping our community thrive on the platform and thrive in their businesses. So we have no shortage of content to help you out with that. We often will run live events. So great to get on our newsletter so that you stay up to speed on those. But then we also have a whole library of content that you can access through YouTube. So just go ahead and search Practice Better on YouTube. We also have tons of help articles. So you can basically search like any key term in our help center, and an article that walks you through that feature step by step will pop up, and a fantastic blog. Lots of different resources for you. No shortage of that. We really love connecting with you all. We also have a Facebook group. So it's a great place to kind of network with other practitioners and learn about the platform even further.
That is so wonderful. I know we have one more minute, and I wanted to just highlight, someone was actually asking if it's possible to utilize the Fullscript like protocols or templates on Fullscript and edit them in Practice Better. And I believe there's a video on exactly how to do that, because that is certainly a possibility. At Fullscript, we have the built-in Fullscript protocols that our integrative medical advisory team created, and you can certainly pull those into your Practice Better account very easily, and then edit them and make them programs in Practice Better, correct?
That's correct. And you know what? Even the, let me just see if I can quickly, I know we're at time, but see if I can share this one program, because Fullscript creates really fantastic resources that not only is pulling over like the supplement recommendations, but a ton of resources and handouts for you too. And there's a ton of opportunity to use those in your program. So, even with things like the protocol that I created as an example here, talks about like the 4 R's. So you could even include like attachments into your protocols or the work that you're doing that help you deliver those resources that you're pulling from Fullscript. So a great way for you to maximize all these resources that Fullscript is providing for you within Practice Better.
So great. Thank you so much, Brittany. Thank you so much for your time and for your insight today. And I know we may not have gotten to absolutely every question, but we will be sending a recording of our presentation with all the links to follow, whether it is to sign up for Practice Better or to ask any of your questions in an email. I will save most of these questions and attempt to kind of answer them or ask Brittany to, and send those over in our, follow-up. And it will also include the link to the case study if you wanted to learn more about it. We are very excited and again, honored. Thank you so much for offering this, again, Black Friday deal, which will be circulating internally to the attendees and the registrants of our webinar. And with that, I will bid you farewell. Brittany, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much, Hala. Thanks everybody for taking the time out of today to join. It's always a pleasure connecting with all these different practitioners and professionals. And we love Fullscript, so glad to collaborate on this.
Thank you. Same here. Same to you. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye, everyone.